Welcome to this episode of the Justice Team podcast on the Justice Team Network. I am Bob Simon, your host today, and we are honored to have the Brice Else on. Brice, what's up, my bro?
That would be me, my man. Everything's good. It's always good.
So
Glad
today
to be here.
we're going to be talking. Brice is known in the community as Coach Brice, Coach Else. So we're going to talk about the principles of coaching. Brice has mentored a lot of youth in the Compton and Greater Los Angeles area. He has coached basketball at a high level. He actually coached in the WNBA. Is that right?
When it first started, I was one of the initial coaches when it first started. Yes.
And Brice also played professional baseball. What a career!
I could write a book.
Could write a book, and then
It may sell 2 copies too.
well, me and someone else will buy that book, I guess. But Brice also is the owner of a company called Law Firm Rides with he and his wife, Ellen. Our firm uses them for transportation for our clients and our lawyers. So we're going to talk to Brice about things that he sees with lawyers in cars, lawyers and clients in cars, and some do's and don'ts from the real perspective, on the real.
Absolutely.
So, Brice, what are some things that you think, because you've seen a lot of trials, you've observed a lot because of what you do, and you've been in this game for a long time. What are some applications that you think when you're teaching youth sports? What are some things that principles of coaching that apply to lawyering?
That's a great question. One of the things I believe you can connect it to is from just leadership skills. You know, as a coach, you have to be trusted. As an attorney, you have to be trusted. I've seen, some clients, and they're kind of a little fearful when they're going in. And then when the trust factor builds in and there's a connection, it works out really well for the client. You can see the relaxation come upon the client.
Yeah, and have you been in situations where you think the client trust is not there with the lawyer that you're observing, and how does that play out?
I've seen that as well. Yes, I've seen that as well, where, the client has a fear factor of we're not doing what the attorney's doesn't have their best interests. For instance, they don't return their phone calls. They're asking questions and they can't get answers. They're calling the office and there's no response. It's taking them, hours and days and sometimes even weeks to get back to them. And so that's where the distrust comes in.
Yeah, because your company, and before you started your company, you were driving for law firms as well. Like you take a lot of clients to medical appointments.
We take a lot of clients with a lot of head trauma, back issues, and different things like that. So we're tied in there. So we hear and see a lot. But one thing for sure, what happens in the back seat, what's said in the back seat, stays in the back seat.
I like that. That's very Vegas-y, Brice. I like
Absolutely.
it. But it's all the confidentiality and stuff that goes with it. But what are some things, we don't have to name names or talk specifics, but what can lawyers do better? You were in the car with people that are catastrophically injured, going through surgery, and you hear the complaints and things that they say. What are some things, if lawyers and law firms are out there listening, what could we do better?
I believe it's just more of a communication. Sometimes you have to just literally hold their hand every step of the way. If we can hold their hand, and again, just like coaching, if you can hold their hand and make them believe that you have their best interest at heart, if you can tie those two things together, then they're with you.
Yeah, another thing that I think you do very well, you've started organizations for youth sports, but you also build community within the community.
Absolutely.
So, and I think that's important in the legal industry. What are some things that you've done? Because with your community roots, it's almost like you're an activist in the area and everybody knows who you are. Like I've been in the car with Brice and people just, Coach Brice, what's up? Like we were at the hologram place. Remember? John Sally was there, the spider. He's like, Coach Brice. There's just touched so many lives. But how do you inspire that community building, even whenever it's very tough to do, where you're dealing with kids and we're dealing with clients that are in a bad home situation. Like how do you pull that out?
It goes back to the word trust. People have to know that you're there for them, period. And again, that it all ties in together. If they trust you, that you have their best interests at heart, then you can get them to do and believe anything. Don't lie.
Don't lie.
Don't lie.
And that's what, with lawyers out there, I think communications paramount, even if it's as simple as sending a text message a week to check in on folks. And, a lot of us, if you're not comfortable giving out your cell phone number, I know I do, but if not, you could do it through your case management platform, and you can track the communications between your client, ask them how they're feeling. That goes a long way.
That goes a long way. And it's funny you say that, because even some of the attorneys that I drive, I shoot them a text message just to say hi.
Mm-hmm.
Say, how you doing? You're in town again? Give me a call. I do that with the clients, and I give them my cell phone number. You can call me anytime, and you can call me at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm coming.
It's funny, I have been in the car with Brice at 3 o'clock in the morning whenever I've had a few two drinks, and it's very entertaining for him, but he will be on the phone with the next player that's maybe 30 years old now and has a life situation, and that's the kind of trust that you've instilled from that leadership position.
I love my players. I love them like they're my biological kids. I have kids. I can't even count how many kids I have. I love them. And again, if they know that you genuinely care for them, they're going to continue to reach out to you. And I'm so fortunate and blessed that happens.
Yeah, and then you have the network effect, especially for us and what we do. If you take care of people, they tell everybody that you take care of them. They give you their number so that you have more clients. But it all comes from earning that trust and doing the right thing and doing right by them.
Absolutely. You have to do right. And again, don't lie.
Mm-hmm.
Be honest, be truthful, be above board. If you have those things going on for yourself, you'll go a long way. I've gotten a lot of doors opened for me, and I believe it's because I try to be truthful.
Yeah, and then what are some things that you've seen lawyers do, whether in your car or things that you've seen or heard, that are some missteps that you think?
Everything, communication. When you don't communicate with people, when someone doesn't know what to expect from you, then that's a problem, because everyone wants to feel as they're the most important thing.
That's what. And what are some rude things or any pet peeves of yours that people do in your car when you're working with them?
Yeah, sit in the front seat.
I always sit in the front seat.
Well, no, that doesn't count. You doesn't count. But yeah, when people sit in the front seat, yeah, that's just a pet peeve of mine.
It's more of an intimate type thing, and you don't have your space.
And I really don't know them.
Mm-hmm.
And when they sit in the front seat and you really don't know them, it could be sticky. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, everybody's my friend, so front seat's always open.
Well, I love it. And for those of you who don't know Coach Brice, he literally has started a company, and a lot of his friends work for the company now. A lot of people in the community, so people that he has mentored or his friend circle are within the company. I think that's the trust factor. Whenever I call your company, and if it's not Brice, and usually he does a lot with us and our family, but every single person from Richard to Barbara to Aaron, et cetera, just a fantastic human beings that genuinely care about you, that we trust our clients with. And I think that's a huge thing, because whenever, us lawyers out there, if you're providing transportation for your clients, getting to and from doctor's appointments, that's a very special thing, right? They have to have a white glove service, and they have to, obviously be on time, but that likability trust factor, right?
We're going to treat you like you're our own, because you are our own. Mm-hmm. You are family to us, and that's how we view everyone. Your family, and you getting to and from your destination safely, that's our goal. And we want you to call us again.
So last question for you. Well, two questions. Are the Dodgers going to win the World Series, and are the Lakers going to win the NBA championship? 2024-2025 season for the Lakers.
The Dodgers will win before I pass away. And LeBron, he's not going to make it.
Not going to make it.
Not going to make it.
I think him and Bronny. I think LeBron's going to lead the league in assists this year to his son, just like the Griffeys did, that kind of handover.
He's going to lead the league in assists because he's going to take his son to, they may go to a Denny's or something too. That's about it. But
not going anywhere else.
They're not going anywhere
else. Well, you heard to hear from Coach Ellis. Brice, how do people get a hold of you?
Hey, you can always reach me at, you can go to Law Firm Rides. You can go to our website, lawfirmrides.com, and you can find us there, info. And you can reach me on my cell. I give my cell out to everybody because I'm going to answer. 310-704-8954. Give me a call. I promise I'll pick up, and I'll be on my way.
I love it. Well, thank you for listening to this episode of the Justice Team podcast on the Justice Team Network. Go to justiceteamnetwork.com if you have any questions or want to be on the show or have any things you want us to talk about. And thank you, Brice Sells, for coming on. This Principles of Coaching and getting a literally front seat education on what's going on, clients to lawyers. Thank you, buddy.
Glad to be here.